Welcome. On the flag, as right now there's a big controversy over the Confederate battle flag. Most people don't realize that the flag they're fighting over is the Confederate battle flag, not the national flag of the Confederacy. But anyway, maybe that's just a technical point. I wanted to bring up a few issues. First of all, remember, the victors write the history, not the losers. The Confederate States of America didn't win. Have you ever read Jefferson Davis? Have you ever read Vice President Stevens? I mean, have you honestly? Yeah, I have. Uh, that war was not based on slavery. Let's look at some of the issues. Let's look at some of the issues and some of the other facts in the case. First of all, it was Southern states, yes, Southern states, that first outlawed the importation of slaves from Africa. Are you aware of that? Most people are not aware of that. The North, during the war, had segregated military units. The South had integrated military units. How many people are aware of that? Where was the first battle fought? And why was it fought there? Fort Sumter. Why Fort Sumter? Because it was a tariffs port. The Confederacy in some ports had no, or the southern states, I should say, and because this is before the Confederacy actually came into existence, either had no tariff, depending on the state, or a very low tariff. Well, the North had very high tariffs, and a lot of items were imported into southern states and then transported by land to northern states because it was too expensive to import them to northern states because of the tariff. For those who don't know what a tariff is, you can call it an import-export tax. It's the fee you have to pay to bring a product in or take a product out of the country. It was a tariff sport. I mean, these are facts that should be taught in school, but they're not. Why are they not taught? Because the victors write the freaking history. I have some of the writings of President Jefferson Davis and Vice President Stevens. They weren't arguing primarily over the slavery issue. They were arguing over who has the right to control things within a state. The southern state said the tariff was, it was up to the states to determine if they wanted one, and if they did, how much it was going to be. Well, some of the northern states, who, by the way, still had slavery, they wanted it federalized. They wanted everything ruled by a central government. The southern states did not want centralized control. Those are some facts that people need to know. So, raise that flag, fly it high, and fly it proud. As for my family, what did they do during that war? Well, my dad's family hadn't arrived yet. My dad's parents were the ones who arrived from Europe. My mom's family arrived in 1632 into Virginia, into southeastern Virginia, the Norfolk area today, although they're from Great Bridge. Great Bridge is, I guess, more or less a neighborhood of Norfolk today. Now, during the American Revolution, my family served on both sides of that war. During the War for Confederate Independence, the so-called Civil War, it wasn't a civil war. It was one group of people who no longer wanted to be a part of one. It was basically one country or one group of people that no longer wanted to be a part of another country. That's all it was. That's all. That is the whole founding of the United States, breaking away from the parent country. That's all it was. The Confederate States was not trying to overthrow the United States. They were separating. Which, again, the whole foundation of the United States, there you go. You got it right there. So, why don't we look at these facts?